Okay, today we study about data types. That's the next part. So, ABAP program, it actually begins with a keyword and ends with a period. And the first ABAP word is known as the keyword, which is highlighted in blue. Okay. The other words are either operators, or addition to keywords. We'll see that. ABAP words must be separated by at least one space. There can be more than one statement in a program line, and a statement may extend over several program lines. And ABAP is not case sensitive. So ABAP programs are divided into two parts. One is global declaration and the other is procedure. Now, global declaration means that you define something that will be used in the whole of program. It can be called, it can be triggered in any part of the program. Procedural part is what actually works on the global declaration. Okay, so global declaration means it's accessible to every part of the program, and the program has the liberty to access it and run some procedures on that. By procedures, I mean logic. Okay. In global declaration, declarative statements can be used to make definitions and declarations that are visible and valid throughout the program. The declarative part is followed by procedural part, which is actually the processing logic. To maintain clarity of ABAP programs, it is advisable to make program structure transparent by using command lines. So now let's get to the programming side. It's 38. Okay. CT69. Data types. Data types. Executable program. Okay. Save local object. Data. F name. Now, what are we doing over here is F name is a variable, a bucket, or a vehicle container, which contains or which will contain data or uh, in very simple language, ingredients that will be processed. M name is also a variable. Okay. Now, TY user. Now, type TY user. What is TY user? TY user is a structure. The structure is not maintained over here. Okay. So, let's define a structure. Structure is defined like this. Now, over here, if you see types is a keyword because it's in blue, and type is denoting the type of the data type. So TY user is of type character. Okay. TY user is a structure. Same is the case with all these variables as well. These are type C, which is character, type numerical, and this is type P, packaged. Package data type is basically it stores numericals for calculation. Quantity like amount. Now, like amount means it's a clone of amount. Unit is also amount. We don't need this. And if you want to deactivate this, control and pointed left bracket. Deactivate, control plus this bracket. Okay. Amount is 3325, quantity is 10, amount on unit. Have we define unit? Yes. Unit will actually process. Now this is global declaration is happening over here, which will access these containers, these variables. F name is was net. Amount. Quantity. Unit. Okay. Check. Is invalid. Okay. Five. 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 Fine. Now, this is our spaces that I'm actually allowing over here. Okay, it says allow a space, space, space. Check. No syntax errors, activate. Direct processing. Was net 23, 25, 10, and 2.33. Right. First name. 5. Amount. 5. 5. Quantity. Okay. Check. Right. Check. Activate. Okay. Amount, quantity, unit. Now, because the space was limited, that's why it did not actually register it. So we can actually increase these to 8 or 10 or whatever. Okay. And then we'll adjust this as well accordingly. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this program and post it in your WhatsApp. Okay. So you can practice it. Okay. Now, next part. What is the next part? Okay, almost done for today. So next is parameters. We take input parameters using this keyword type character, and this is the length, right? The input was input. We can use this in our program and instead of this unit like amount. Okay. Unit like amount, quantity like amount. Or let's say parameters. Okay, parameters. Now I'll set package data type. Now amount is a field for input parameters. It will accept parameters with spaces that are allowed is 5 and quantity is also a parameter. And then it will, let's deactivate this. Unit will then be calculated. Phone number, we don't want this as well. F name is was net. Okay. Check. Amount is unknown. Unit like amount. Oh, okay. X because the order was disturbed. Okay. So unit like amount. Okay. Check. No syntax errors. Activate. Direct processing. Amount. So amount is 5, 6. Quantity is 4. So we have the calculation over here. Easy? Yeah? Very easy. Pretty easy. So parameters. Okay, in principle, ABAP program statements work only with the data of the same program. ABAP program statements work only with the data of the same program. The data which is residing in the program, ABAP program actually works with that. So in some cases, we'll see in the advanced lectures that we'll be using some keywords to pull data from other programs as well. External data such as user inputs on screens or data from database must always be transported to data local to the program in order to be processed with ABAP statements. So we are actually defining parameters to pull and get input from users, and that variable is loaded for further processing. The physical units with which ABAP statements work at runtime are called internal program data objects. Physical units, variables. Okay, those are data objects. The contents of data object occupy memory space. So your variables have a memory space that is allotted. ABAP statements access these contents by addressing the name of the data object. So variable is actually defined with a name, F name, material description, amount, quantity. These are name of data object. Each ABAP data object has several technical attributes. Technical attributes like which is whether it's a character, whether it's a numerical, it's a package. So data object has several technical attributes which are fully defined at all times when ABAP program is running. Technical attributes of data object are data type, field length, number of decimal places. We have already seen that. The data determines how the content of the data are interpreted by ABAP statements. So elementary data types are simple over here. Okay. Character, numerical, date, time, package, floating point. Floating point is also the same like package, but it has a bigger space. Integer, hexa, string, type string. These are for actually for database calculation and database retrievals. Okay. Data types. There are 5 predefined non-numeric data types: character, numeric, date, time, and hexadecimal. Non-numeric. Okay. 3 predefined numeric types are integer, floating point, and package numbers. The field length for date, floating point, integer, and time is fixed. Date, floating point, integer, and time is fixed. The field length determines the number of bytes that data object. Data object is variable, the container occupies in memory. And types, character, numerical, hexadecimal, X, hexa string, and package. The length is not part of the type definition. Character, numerical. Okay. Instead, define it when you declare the data object. So you give the space, you have the liberty to give the space, allot the space to these data types. Data type package is particularly useful exact calculation. When you define an object with package type, you also specify a number of decimal places. You can also define your own elementary data type using type statement, the structures that I told you. You base these on a predefined data types. This determines all of the technical attributes of the new data type. We've already seen that. Okay, we've already seen over here. I'll just copy this. Copy. You just have to copy this in your uh, IC38 and make your own program.